On News Hour tonight, economic woes deepen pensioners' welfare challenges. Maiduguri residents decry hike in food prices in minute Christmas shopping. Customs action seized 20 litres of petrol in Ibadan. On the foreign scene, Taliban kills 16 soldiers, injures 5 in Pakistan midnight attack. Hello and welcome to the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Over the next hour, we will be bringing you details of events and stories from different parts of the country and, of course, the nation's capital, Abuja, as well as developments from the foreign scene. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with the struggles of retirees in Katsina, northwest Nigeria, as life after retirement usually comes with a lot of hurdles, which could undermine the quality of life for retirees and their families. In Nigeria's current economic climate, pensioners have been subjected to unbearable stress of having to make ends meet. In this special report, Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi tells the story of pensioners in Katsina and their unending search for fair treatment. Take a look.
It is very rare to find a happy pensioner in Nigeria today. Most live with a feeling of frustration and untold hardship due to systemic challenges impacting their welfare. Pensioners like Halle Saidu have been plunged into difficulties times for months, now running from government offices to the banks without success. The problem began when some pensioners mistakenly received double payment in the month of October and were asked to refund immediately without delay. While some have made the refund to the government treasury, several others declined, a situation that resulted to many denied their pay in the month of November, among whom is Halle Saidu, even though he did not in any way receive the double pay. A visit to my house has answered all the questions you want to ask. In this house, we are 14 in number, and I have a pension of a little over 40,000 naira. None of my children go to school. If anyone is sick, I can't access health care because I can't afford it. Let me appeal to our listening governor to kindly consider us for increment. Despite all these challenges, Saidu receives a little over 40,000 naira monthly as his pension, from which he caters for a wife and 14 children, which is grossly inadequate under the current economic circumstances. He, however, confirms many of his colleagues receiving little over 2,000 naira in a month, appealing to Governor Diko Umaru to consider retirees and increase their pay, at least to give them a sense of belonging. Look, I was in a bank and one woman asked me to forward her check to the cashier, and she collected only 2,300 naira as her pension. I want to passionately appeal to Governor Radda to salvage us from this mess. I know him as a kind person. We believe him and trusted him. I know if he sees this report, he will magnanimously consider retirees. According to reports, there are hundreds of retirees who did not appear for the recent screening exercise, and their names were omitted, exacerbating their difficulties to make ends meet. Abdullahi Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Elsewhere in Borno, northeastern Nigeria, Maiduguri residents are decrying the continuous surge in the prices of food items occasioned by the spike in demand for essential commodities during the Christmas and New Year season. Last-minute shoppers say prices of some items have more than doubled compared to recent months. Trust TV's Beatrice Korosi has a situation report.
Just days to Christmas celebration, shoppers rush to get the necessary food items needed for the festive season. Maiduguri Monday market doesn't look as busy as one would expect due to a combination of factors, high prices and low purchasing power. Both buyers and sellers are uncomfortable with the situation, which is fast affecting the positive energy that usually comes with the season. In the past, a bag of rice sold for 55,000 naira, but now 95,000 naira, while a measure we sell it at 7,000 naira. We transport food commodities, that's why the price increased. And even flour that goes for 3,000 naira is now 5,000 naira.
The generator is 3,000, red oil is 2,000.
What do you make am cost?
We don't know. Is it for the Nigeria? We don't know. It's only God.
Like before and now, how much?
Before is 1,500, 13. Generator is 2,000 before. Customer dey like before. You know, so now it's season of Christmas. Customers have traveled. Most of the customers, they have traveled.
So when I know they see customers.
No, we dey see small. Thank God.
Some residents share their thoughts on the current situation.
We are not anticipating such increase in amounts of prices. Some of the things that we usually buy at a cheaper rate now is like ×3, ×4. So we are not really finding it funny.
So you think the Christmas will be on a low key?
It's definitely low key. In fact, I think most people are doing it on a low key. Just whatever you find yourself eating, just eat it. The government have been promising a lot. They have been promising a lot, but we've not been seeing any outcome. So I don't know. For the government part, I just really don't know, because we've been praying for much, we've been asking for much, but nothing has been done. So I think at a point we've lost hope.
Like a measure of rice before. I think, although I don't used to buy in measures, but there was a time rice was between 300 to 400. But now it's almost 3,000. So the price just skyrocketed. But the government knows what it should do. The government should come to the rescue of people. People are really suffering in this country, honestly.
Bird sellers are experiencing low patronage. A big chicken goes for 25,000 naira, while others range between 10 to 20,000 naira.
Manya saboda albarkacin sun yayi kuma ba ciniki saboda ba kudi a hannun mutane.
People patronize us, but not like before. We only see few coming. They complained that they don't have much money. We sell broilers 12,000 naira and small ones sells at 8,000 naira. Despite the hikes, many believe that once the Christmas celebration is over, prices of food commodities will significantly reduce due to a possible drop in demand. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
And to the south region of the country, residents of Warri, Delta State, are voicing frustration over a severe cash scarcity that has disrupted daily transactions. Many struggle to access funds from banks, while point-of-sale agents have significantly hiked their charges, worsening the situation for an already burdened population. The residents are calling for government intervention to address the issue, fearing it may dampen the festive mood as Christmas and year-end celebrations approach. Jonathan and Wanyai tells us more.
The distraught residents call for an urgent action by the concerned authorities in order not to hamper the forthcoming Christmas and end-of-year festivities. Meanwhile, POS operators have increased their transaction charges, adding that it's becoming increasingly difficult for them to access the naira from their banks or ATMs. According to them, most banks only release 10,000 naira per day, and due to an increase in withdrawal as the festive period draws near, the cash tightening is becoming worse.
About cash scarcity, because of this, we will not celebrate soon. Because this cash scarcity very much. If people go back and collect money, cash not the bank. The highest money they already give that 10,000 or 20,000. That one not good at all. Because we need a lot of cash to celebrate this Christmas and New Year.
You go to the bank and imagine a POS operator, they are giving you 10,000. So do what? So we usually buy cash. We buy cash for business people, entrepreneurs, get cash from them to be able to push our business in order to make cash available for the public. It's really the masses' fault because why? We don't go to the bank to pay money anymore. What we do is that we give to POS operators around us. Normally, I'm a distributor. I sell Pampers. I normally give my cash to POS operators. I sell the cash to them. So that's the reason why the cash is they don't normally charge high. But they do buy it as well.
Others who spoke with Trust TV revealed that POS operators now charge 400 naira for 5,000 naira and 600 naira for 10,000 naira, indicating a 100% increase in transactions depending on the amount of money transacted. Jonathan Anwanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
More on developments related to the Yuletide. Kaduna's train station was overwhelmed on Sunday as a free train ride promotion led to a massive influx of passengers. Security personnel responded by locking all entrances and exits to manage the situation, leaving many stranded within the station. The unexpected surge in passengers began early in the day, with long queues forming at ticket counters and crowded waiting areas. Travelers arriving from Abuja faced another challenge as they were reportedly locked inside the station and denied exit due to security measures. Authorities have not released an official statement on the incident, but the measure appears to be aimed at ensuring order amidst the crowd. The free train ride promotion, intended to celebrate the holiday season, has drawn attention to the need for better crowd management strategies and communication from the authorities. Meanwhile, some travelers in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, who are traveling from different parts of the country to celebrate the Christmas and New Year, has resorted to night journey in order to cut down expenses. Daily Trust reporter who visited various bus terminals in parts of the FCT reports that some commuters are left disappointed and stranded due to the sudden increase in transportation. Our findings revealed that from Jabi Motor Park to Sokoto State in the northern part of the country, as at Sunday for daytime is 21,000 naira, while from Utako to Kano State is 16,000 naira for smaller vehicles. Also from Utako to Aba, Owerri and Port Harcourt route has increased between 63,000 to 65,000 naira for daytime, while for night journey is between 15,000 naira to 20,000 naira, depending on the vehicle. The cost of transportation from Utako and Jabi to Plateau State last 3 weeks was between 7,500 naira to 8,000 naira. A visit to the terminal on Sunday shows upward increase to 12,000 naira for coastal buses. Some of the travelers who spoke to our reporter expressed disappointment over the situation while pointing accusing fingers to the policies of the present administration. Similarly, many people in Taraba State may not travel to their villages and towns for Christmas and New Year festivities due to high costs of transportation and essential items. Findings revealed that the number of people that used to travel with their families during this period could not travel because of high cost of transportation and cost of essential items. At the Jalingo main motor park, there were few travelers, while only few vehicles were put on both state and interstate routes due to low passengers flow. An official of road transport workers told Daily Trust that there is a decline in passengers flow at the motor parks this period compared to last year during the Christmas and New Year festivities. He said high cost of transportation was responsible for the decline in passengers' flow. He also added that last year, a week to Christmas, there was passengers' flow in all the motor parks in Jalingo, leading to shortage of vehicles. But this year, there is both shortage of vehicles and passengers in the park. And now to a sad development. The death toll from the stampede in Anambra State has risen to 22, the local authorities said on Sunday. Spokesman for the Anambra State Police Command, Tochukwu Ikenga, said the police have commenced an investigation into the incident. Ikenga, a superintendent of police, said those who sustained injuries are receiving medical treatment. The stampede took place on Saturday during a rice distribution event at Amaranta Stadium in Ojika, Iyala local government area. The event was organized by Obi Jackson Foundation. Anambra stampede is not the first to happen of recent, as the nation has previously recorded deaths from Abuja and Oyo stampedes in December. Shortly before the Anambra incident, another stampede occurred at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, Abuja, claiming the lives of 10 persons. Only a few days ago, a similar incident had occurred in Ibadan, Oyo State, where a stampede at a children's fun fair resulted in the death of at least 35 children and left 6 others critically injured. And now to security matters. Operatives of the Bauchi Police Command have announced the arrest of 15 individuals for public disturbance in the state. The command's police public relations officer, Ahmed Wakil, disclosed this in a press release issued to journalists on Sunday. He explained that the group was reported to have attacked innocent civilians and targeted the Civilian Joint Task Force office located near Kandahar Primary School. According to Wakil, the assailants set fire to the civilian JTF office and a section of the state government primary school. He stated during this unrest, members of the civilian JTF confronted the attackers, resulting in one of the assailants, identified as Saidu Musa, aged 22, sustaining a gunshot wound to the chest from a locally made firearm. He further stated that 15 suspects had been arrested in connection with the incident and investigations are currently ongoing. The PPRO added that Commissioner of Police Awal Mohammed condemned these unprovoked attacks against government facilities. He urged the citizens of Bauchi State to refrain from taking the law into their own hands and to report any concerns to the relevant authorities. The statement also noted that the police commissioner has directed the State Criminal Investigation Department to undertake a detailed investigation into the circumstances surrounding the incident. Attempt by an import and export businessman, Olisaka Chibuzo Callistus, to smuggle 256 wraps of cocaine weighing 6 kilograms into the country through the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, has been thwarted by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The seizure, which is the single largest interception of cocaine at the Kano Airport since the creation of Makia Command of NDLEA in 2006, was made on Sunday, 15th December 2024, during the inward clearance of passengers on Ethiopian Airlines Flight ET941 from Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire via Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Olisaka, who claims to be into import and export business, was subjected to body screening, during which he was found to have packed hundreds of cocaine pellets in his body. A similar attempt by an ex-convict, Olarinwaju Bada Akorede, to export a consignment of Rafinol to South Africa through the import shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, was equally frustrated by NDLEA officers at the airport. The consignment was hidden in a cargo containing gari, shoes, men's singlets, and other items. Olarinwaju was convicted for a similar crime earlier this year following his arrest on 12 December 2023 for an attempt to ship 4.90 kilogram tramadol and 2.10 kilogram rofinol to South Africa through the export shed of the Lagos airport. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment by a federal high court in Lagos with an option to pay a fine of 900,000 naira, which he paid and was freed before returning to repeat the same crime.
You see what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
25.
Go ahead.
25. Go
ahead.
26, 27, 28. Divide by 256.
You're watching the News Hour, coming to you live from Trust TV studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. Still in the news. Customs auction seized 20,000 litres of petrol in Ibadan. We'll bring you plenty more stories after the break. We'll be right back. It's nice to have you join us again. Here is a reminder of some of our top stories. Economic woes deepen pensioners' welfare challenges. Plus, Maiduguri residents decry hike in food prices in minute Christmas shopping. And now moving on to other stories. The Nigeria Customs Service sold approximately 20,000 litres of petrol from a tanker seized from smugglers at an auction price of 630 naira per litre to members of the public in Ibadan, Oyo State. The seizure of the petroleum product was carried out by operatives of Operation Whirlwind in the Oyo-Osun axis. The fuel was sold at a full filling station in the Masfala area of Ibadan. The report.
Flagging out the sale, the National Coordinator of Operation Whirlwind, Controller Hussein Ejebuni, revealed that the intercepted tanker, along with another 30 kegs containing 25 litres of petrol each, was seized while being smuggled out of the country. He disclosed that the total duty paid value of the seized petrol, amounting to 30,750 litres, was estimated at 42 million naira.
The two seizures amount to 30,750 litres, respectively, with duty paid value of 42,750 naira only. The seizures were kept under detention for a period of time, and there was no claimant, and legal action has to be conducted, court condemnation taken with court order obtained by Nigeria Customs Service through the office of the legal advisor.
Whirlwind. And as you know, in our Yochu, we have been seizing fuel and order on custom goods. This is just a continuation of decisions we are making to make Nigeria safer and make the economy more viable.
Some beneficiaries applauded the gesture, noting that they will be able to visit their loved ones during this Yuletide season.
I appreciate custom and I appreciate Nigeria. We want it to be continued like this, and we will be very appreciate. God bless Nigeria.
To Nigeria, especially
in these hard times, this is really helping. As you can see, crowd from left and right. I've even called more than 15 of my family members to come over and buy. It's just like a free fuel, even though we are paying. So things are very hard. This has really helped.
Controller Ejebuni explained that Customs decided to sell the petrol to members of the public after obtaining a court condemnation order through the office of the legal advisor. This followed a period during which the seized items remained unclaimed.
In the spirit of the Christmas season, a philanthropist has helped 51 inmates regain their freedom from various correctional centers across Adamawa State by paying their fines. This gesture aims to alleviate the overcrowding in correctional facilities across the country. Trustee Gibson Swadigo reports from Yola.
The inmates selected from different correctional centers in Adamawa State were gathered at the state headquarters. They remained behind bars due to their inability to pay court-sanctioned fines. The Adamawa State Comptroller of the Nigerian Correctional Services commended the philanthropist initiative, highlighting its positive impact on reducing congestion in the facilities.
Today, I want to thank him for coming into Adamawa State Command as to be able to actually fulfill such humanitarian gesture.
It's not my wish to be coming always to free people from prison. My wish to come next year to see prison empty.
The immediate past chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria in Adamawa State described the intervention as timely and urged the federal government to renovate correctional facilities.
He doesn't consider the differences in religion, differences in tribe, where you come from. That one doesn't matter for him. He is interested in human beings. And I think that is that should be our role as human beings.
Additionally, the philanthropist visited patients at the Yola Specialist Hospital and Modibo Adama University Teaching Hospital in Yola, where he provided cash assistance to patients. Gibson Soadugu, Trust TV News, Yola.
And now, in a bold move to tackle youth unemployment and foster economic growth, Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has launched a transformative empowerment program distributing kiosks to 300 youth under the state's Micro Retailers Empowerment Initiative. The initiative aimed at reducing redundancy and increasing productivity among the youth as part of the state government's broader efforts to uplift its citizens. The report.
The beneficiaries carefully selected from the 287 political wards across the state have been equipped with resources and training to launch and manage their businesses. This initiative, supervised by the Agency of Youth Employment and Empowerment under the leadership of Habibu Ubali, underscores the administration's commitment to empowering the youth and supporting small-scale entrepreneurs. All the youth here have been trained in conducting transactions within POS systems as well as in the skills of buying and selling. Speaking at the launch, Governor Namadi emphasized that the program aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's transformative agenda to empower youth and boost economic activities nationwide.
I am highly delighted that today, as we are gathered here, all the 300 micro retail shops are ready to be distributed to 300 carefully selected youths from each of the wards in the state. Each of these kiosks will be stocked with essential commodities that will serve as a seed capital required to start the modest community-based retail business. As I mentioned during the initial flag-off, each of these youths now have an opportunity to own and grow a retail shop to become a much big-time business enterprises and gradually transform them from micro retailers to big-time businessmen.
This youth empowerment initiative will significantly boost the economic well-being of the state, helping individuals to support themselves, their families, and society at large. The state government has allocated over 300 million naira as seed capital for this initiative, demonstrating its dedication to ensuring the success of these young entrepreneurs. Beneficiaries expressed their gratitude, highlighting how the support will enable them to become financially independent and contribute to their communities. We hope this will be a great startup businesses that will not only benefit me. We have heard that Dangote started from a small business and we aspire to be the next Dangote. We will do our very best to sustain this business and we hope to one day empower others as well. This empowerment program is expected to not only improve the livelihood of participants but also stimulate economic growth across the state, setting a benchmark for other regions to emulate.
We'll take a breather now. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Trust TV, your gateway to the captivating essence of Nigerian history, culture, and society.
And this is where the hydroelectric power dam is supposed to be constructed.
Delve into the depths of Nigeria's past with our insightful documentaries unraveling the intricacies of ancient civilizations and colonial influences that have shaped the nation's identity. Immerse yourself in the vibrant Nigerian traditions and customs as we showcase the diverse cultural landscape.
The early history of human existence can be traced to the heart of northern Nigeria. Here, archaeologists found evidence of a group of people who sculpted clay and developed tools to smelt iron.
From lively festivals to time-honored rituals, Trust TV encapsulates the spirit of Nigeria's dynamic heritage. Experience an authentic portrayal of contemporary Nigerian culture that is both engaging and enriching.
With over 250 ethnicities, over 500 languages, and a youthful population, Nigeria has a truly diverse demographic advantage.
Don't miss out on Trust TV's amazing and impactful storytelling. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. And now to business. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, has said that the federal government will provide half of the $2 billion required to deliver the country's 90,000-kilometer fiber project. The minister, who disclosed this while featuring on Friday, said the project, which will be financed by loans, is part of the government's borrowing plans for 2025. Tijani said the project has also received immense support from President Bola Tinubu, the Ministry of Finance, and the minister as well, while noting that significant progress has been in terms of discussions with funding partners of the project, especially the World Bank. The minister said the government is hoping to commence digging for the laying of the cables in Q2 2025. On why the government must invest in backbone connectivity infrastructure, Tijani said many Nigerians are complaining of poor quality of service today because of the inadequacy of the infrastructure deployed by the private operators. Volkswagen on Friday announced sweeping changes to its German operations, including more than 35,000 future job cuts and sharp capacity reductions in a last gasp deal between Europe's top car maker and unions to avert mass strikes. Union leaders hailed the agreement as a Christmas miracle after 70 hours of grueling negotiations, the longest in the company's 87-year history. There would be no immediate site closures or layoffs, and Volkswagen appeared to have backed away from demanding 10% wage cuts. The deal, avoiding costly strikes, may also provide relief to investors after months of negotiations. Volkswagen has been in talks with union representatives since September over measures it called necessary for it to compete with cheaper Chinese rivals and handle lackluster demand in Europe and slower than expected adoption of electric vehicles. Around 100,000 workers have already staged 2 separate strikes in the past month, the largest in Volkswagen history, protesting against cost-cutting plans. On the international scene, hundreds of former soldiers and officers from previous Syrian government queued up outside reconciliation centers in Damascus on Saturday in the hope of clearing their status with the new interim government. The centers have been set up as part of a scheme to grant amnesty to those who did not take part in torture and killing during the government of ousted President Bashar al-Assad. Ali Morshed, a former adjutant in the Syrian army, was one of those applying for the reconciliation status. While there have been some outbursts of deadly sectarian violence since Assad's fall, it is nothing close to what was feared after nearly 14 years of civil war. In the days since Assad's fall, dozens of Syrians have been killed in acts of revenge, according to activists and experts who monitor Syria.
Those who were serving in the army came here to settle their status. We hope they will reconsider our status. We were not behind any bloodshed. We were just serving the country a long time ago. This is a center for settling status for former regime soldiers, officers and compulsory service soldiers. They come here to the center, they hand over items related to their service to the Syrian state, such as weapons. Then we give them new temporary reconciliation ID until we issue a permanent ID. Much of the credit for the relative calm is being given to the Islamic militant group that led the insurgency and is helping to rebuild the country and unite its many factions. We were surprised with the numbers. We opened 2 centers and the turnout is huge. The numbers are in the thousands, as we can see, around 1,500 in this center.
Still on the foreign scene, the Pakistani Taliban claimed a brazen overnight raid on an army outpost near the border with Afghanistan on Saturday, which intelligence officials said killed 16 soldiers and critically wounded 5 more. The siege started after midnight and lasted about 2 hours, as around 30 militants pummeled the mountainous outpost from 3 sides. A second intelligence official also anonymously confirmed the toll of dead and wounded in the attack in the Makin area of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, 40 kilometers from the Afghan border. Pakistan's domestic chapter of the Taliban claimed the attack in a statement, saying it was staged in retaliation for the martyrdom of their senior commanders. The group claimed to have seized a hoard of military gear, including machine guns and a night vision device. Lastly, in sports, Alexander Usyk won his heavyweight championship rematch against Tyson Fury by unanimous decision overnight on Saturday to stay unbeaten across 2 divisions and cement his place among the greats. The Ukrainian, who forced the pace and repeatedly tagged Fury with his accurate left hook, was awarded the fight 116 to 112 by all 3 judges, handing Fury his second straight loss. Usyk's win takes him to 23-0 with 14 knockouts and extends one of the all-time best careers that includes Olympic gold and undisputed champion at cruiserweight. Only the WBA, WBO and WBC belts were on the line this time after Usyk focused on the lucrative rematch, relinquished his IBF title rather than face challenger Daniel Dubois. By beating Fury in May, the cut had already joined the likes of Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis and Mike Tyson as undisputed heavyweight and the first of the 4-belt era. Cobra Football Club have won 4th Chief of Air Staff Peace Cup in Kano State. The lone goal secured their victory over Kedco in the month-long tournament. Trustees Abdulaziz Ibrahim reports.
The tournament saw 18 youth teams from across the country compete in the month-long football event. In the final, Cobra FC single goal was enough to defeat Kedco and claim the title. The Africa Youth Sports Federation's tournament featured teams from across the country, with the organizers praising Kano's hospitality.
I think Kano is the mecca of football. In Nigeria, not even in the northern Nigeria,
And Kano is a lovely people, and the people of Kano are very lovely and caring people.
For the Chief of Air Staff's representative, the event had significance beyond football.
Indeed, the gains achievable is toward sustaining a virile population of youth. This event is considered as one of the platforms for upholding Nigerian Air Force civil-military relations to ensure that our people remain peacefully focused in engaging in their gameful activities while leaving no one in doubt about our will to defend the nation.
The Kano State government praised the Air Force for hosting the successful event.
I want to once again commend the Chief of the Air Staff for this noble initiative for choosing Kano State as the host for this year's tournament. Your commitment for promoting peace through sports is both commendable and impactful.
This year's event proved the unity sports bring across the nation. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
Before we go, here is a feature. Tolulokpe Sanusi carefully surveys the dynamic cityscape below before launching a drone from the rooftop of a high-rise building in Lagos State. Her clients are attracted to her passion for Nigerian design, but her images are also changing the way we see this city and African architecture. Take a look.
My name is Tolulokpe Sanusi. I'm an architectural photographer based in Lagos, and I've been doing this for 5 years now. And we are on location shooting the new Stanbic IBTC office in Victoria Island, Lagos. The client requested interior, exterior and aerial shots, placing the project within the VI and environs. So we can see how the building stands in the Victoria Island skyline. Very beautiful building inside and out. The recent rise in cultural architecture, I mean vernacular architecture for Nigeria, meaning local materials and designs that come from our culture as a people. So I feel that is on the rise now. People trying to understand how to incorporate their culture and their architecture. So that is something that is new on the scene and something I'm very happy for, that we finally have architecture that speaks to us as a people. I wanted to experience other architectural practices and what they did and the spaces they created. So instead of just sitting down in an office and designing for other people, I rather go out into the world and see what other people are designing and also what they are up to and what the new trends are. That's why I moved into architecture photography. Where is this breeze coming from? Okay, from that door. Oh yes. No, put that one on. This one is not showing. Just one.
Yeah, and showing the show.
Just straight.
Yeah.
Okay, true. That is perfect. Every day you meet different people, different backgrounds. Being in Nigeria has so many ethnicities with so many backgrounds, so many beliefs, and you actually at some point might have to challenge some beliefs that, oh, a female, there's no need for a woman to be in this space, but you actually have to stand your ground. So it's an ongoing challenge. So that's how I'll phrase it, because you never really stop pushing the boundaries.
Duster. And use it to clean the inside of the sun. We need a good sun.
Photography, documentation, content creation is very paramount. So Tolu has actually played a very important role in helping me or our firm capture, at least give the people that are receiving our work a different perspective.
I feel that what makes her stand out from the rest is that she's a go-getter and she's very passionate about what she does. So she always tries to put out content on a weekly basis so that at least the world can see what she does. And from there, you get to, people see it, because the internet obviously is a world wide web, so everybody sees what you do. So from there, people encounter your work and they call you or refer you to other people. And the best type of advertising is word of mouth.
As I am now, the projects I'm working on, I'm excited to go out every day to meet people, go shoot, come back and edit, and at the end of the day, I'm happy, the client's happy, and I get well paid for it. So to me, that is what I define as success.
Tolu Lopez Sanusi there doing architecture in her own way in Lagos. And that's about the size of our package on the News Hour tonight from the Trust TV News team in Abuja and from other parts of the country. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.